So the NPP bus na ye de kofa sorry for konhyiamu no ye de ko wi amponche na wase brand no kra enti ochena ya twa ho Kristo nti kra na wuduru ye fansan police checkpoint o megina ho because we da ko wi amponche pan ama ya chew
Boadu TV so ni ye ma munyina kwa ba Ivan Kyei Yaa akwa no wa kokuduru wa kokuduru nstrobia vemo de kasa no he scholarship secretariat yes scandal bi akoho na allegation bi akoho no mahama hyese omunkoye investigation efa ho international airport a yekotoka yerenemi no and also wakasa e de afa ho NPP lose credibility sisi NPP ka asema eya no kura na se omo ka asem bi kura e wo se Ghana for ye twa adwensi so na e de aye atembedi ne de o matam sa enso e bi kura na no kura no mo ka ho afenyo no mu nyina lose credibility e wo se omo ye rebranding what I say nanka ye friend say bus ye de ko fa so for Akufo-Addo the bus no akwa ko bo kro no etisisi a bus no kura etwem etisi a asore bus ya brandi etwem kwana police jedan because Akufo-Addo am my NPP brand na say.
This is Boadu TV, truth and integrity.
Sad. So we will be aware who the political party in the past. Now we're trying to tradition. Now we're dear Omudisi Omoni so, and you look at what the NPP has now degenerated to become. Recently under Akufo-Addo and the leadership and the subsequent leadership now. I'm sure, sir, you notice there has been a considerable change within the NPP in terms of the fabric of the party, in terms of the texture, and in terms of everything. Now, no, make us say NPP for you realizes the major challenge, the major crisis the party is facing right now, a brand crisis. Brand crisis. Okay. The party, the institution, NPP, Ghana for have lost absolute trust and confidence in the party because of Kwanya Akufo-Addo befa so befa party no. Kwanya offer so manage party no. And how the party led the particular government, you know, Ghana, so I leave a certain scar on the conscience of Ghanaians. The very moment the word NPP is mentioned, it evokes that tough memories. I Ghana for so I was looking at the situation where the party will spend considerable time. I work on this particular a brand crisis in our party, as of now. That is why we were recommending said they needed to do the bottom-up approach to patch these differences. The Neema Ankoye at the grassroots, the rank and file of the party, the Neema Ankoye, they will be able to amend some of these differences. So by the time I'm build the up, ever drew a top now when you're complete way, you could see say there is this synergy running through the lines of the party. But no. Omono, they were so determined, say they needed to install Bawumia because he is the candidate of the shadow establishment because now NPP is not in power. But there is an establishment in the shadow, whichever way you want to say it. Okay. So that shadow establishment, since that the Bawumia still should go. And this it was engineered just to ensure that Bawumia will be installed. So it's not the case that he was elected. He was installed like a chief. Because the structure, it didn't look so overt. But I want not see any logical analysis. You come to the realization that current party executives in the recent past were in support of Bawumia. These people had considerable influences in the various constituencies. And this is a Jasi and Kotwa, they will lose that influence. So Abra Munyan Koyeno, you saw more, not the influence no more, young rely on it, now young for elected Bawumia. Because you can't say your bottom, your fence are down, upper. You know, this present executive who have considerable influence on the constituencies will lose their grips. And yes, sir, there is a likelihood we may lose. This is the reason why they raise against all odds, common sense, reasoning, and decided that despite the many challenges confronting the party at the moment, they waived the offense that conventional playbook, the party reorganization, the template, almost fine, almost talking baby, and they decided to go their own way. But first of all, let me commend them. Say in Western, I check na who say NPP acquire elections. I in Tokwamba.
Manko.
Yanka will be say, Becha will be way, way, much more. For the first time, my sure say there were many incidents of violence. I buy so on that particular score, and I think so much surprise you be because violence in recent times has been one of the characteristics of NPP when it comes to internal elections. They even extended it to national elections because 2020. It's still fresh on our minds. 2024 still fresh on our minds. The scars and the violence in Techiman quite clear. So whenever MPP goes into the polls, violence follows. So this time around, the violence I think that we need to commend them. And then the other side is the candidate that came up saying to about Mama Kachro say, so we have party now, a degenerate party na bubu, and they don't see the need to fix it because Ghana for. Answer number 2 about my yano, they need to trust you first. But it's to say the MPP is facing what I call a FRDB double whammy. First of all, party na Kasano suffer credibility crisis. The party MPP lack credibility. Then you go ahead to elect a candidate who also lack credibility. So any double jeopardy no because party na Kasano they fail to work on the brand. And Bawumia as a person, nipa kufa the kofana buy so or baba fix the economy the gentleman came and the economy worked in his face right there. Economy, the statistics, the indicators, all the numbers clearly give an indication say the gentleman could not manage the economy. He failed. It's the reason why at some point in time he left the economy and he was talking about the IT. So today, so what okofasa nipa no ba na wuntime brandeno. This is a guy who was labeled as a liar. As a liar. Obi Nano Canada Japan. The last video here, he labeled Bawumia as a liar. So today he is calling for unity. Said they are going to support Wayne. I wonder the kind of message he's going to give out to people because you have labeled the gentleman as a liar. Somebody and how are you going to change your tongue and tell people Ghana for a liar to lead this particular country? So that is a crisis they are going to face. So for me, Bawumia, the fate is sealed because they have failed to do what they are supposed to do by making sure that cleaning it up. And in terms of ideas, he has also proven that he's not rich in terms of ideas. Because so we have a Ghana Genesis now what we've gone through in recent time, the crisis are not so back on and Ghana for whom now will be our now major priority. Whatever back be a Christopher Domako Israel Mamako Empire. It means a wound still that childish infantile political winning the whole team because Ghana for are not interested in Yemen for being found called Israel. Those things, even Cathedral Cry is in and Ghana for rose against it because they realize in Sabia nim some meneba sorana ne ba nya juma nye ma meneba sorana ne ba enya juma wa we school tifie job opportunities in the area adwuma kwan de ntimi ntua ne kaye na watam of mine sikasa wo kwa kosi ba bia kwa kobom paye na bisa wo sa dan na wo kwa kosi is it going to solve our problems? You understand? So some of these events of religious indoctrination over the years and among for Africans quite busy conveniently as smuggle into our politics because that is the aspect Ghanaians become very weak. And they will just capitalize on those weaknesses and take advantage of them. No, money na Ghana for near to because me Samuel Kramoni na metizongwa. I prefer so be me ba juma ye. I prefer say me ba benya scholarship akwa abonte akosuan dia na so be ko legu akosuan dia nu bi ama no so be crachi ni dan so be tam me say wo di sika sponsor me say me nkomeka. The same way has to do with Christians. So as a leader, no, you have to be reasonable enough to identify these areas and know what is best for your people. But as a leader, Obi Obedi vice president for 8 good years, I will leave a very terrible mark on the conscience of Ghanaians. Our failure was so overwhelming to the extent that Ghana for who are they see failure. When Ghana for see you, they see a liar. When Ghana for see you, they see incompetence. Now Obabima, you need to rebrand yourself. So Bawumia is not branded. NPP today hasn't been able to work on the brand. So there is that fusion, incompetence versus lying, a whole lot of we are coming together. And you think at this time Ghana for Niate, I are rising above the shoulders of ethnocentric politics, that tribal and fraternal politics, and Ghana for do politics. Do you think you will be convenient enough say Ghana for to about. So for me, I think that what happened there over here, that Bawumia's fate was sealed.
Yeah.
To lead the NPP, because that is what they wanted. Because they also realized that the alternative was quite scary. Because Canada, Japan, so we can quite offer kasa boom 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 boom. After elections, you crowd when the reaction and as a former man, the NPP felt that there was no way they could sell him to the people of this particular country. My country said Kennedy has a strength in other areas, but and your presidency and your leadership. Kennedy, I'm told, is a very kind person of one man for as a forum, but presidency leadership has nothing to do with being kind and as a forum. It is about rich in ideas, very, your friend saying, to me, in terms of temperament, you are very intelligent, not somebody wearing baby's temperament to a woman, know what you know. You have more mind. So MPP did that particular calculation and realized Ken will not be an option. And I didn't see Bawumia any contest behind the election that they went. Because some of the candidates, you know, not Mia to give him a contest. Because Kennedy, they social media when you vote because within the MPP now they were not ready to give him that particular chance. And then the other candidates, you know, and just like a reconciliation, Juma, and then Alan, they said TBI impress on him to come back because Alan has some credibility in his fold. And compared to me, Ghana for because he hasn't been there. The Akufo-Addo government, even though he was part of it, but at the tail end of it, there was this disconnection. He could have capitalized on that. Obviously, because he didn't have money, they were going to vote for him. So, and the best person to lead the MPP at this particular time, Alan Chairman saying. So just imagine MPP presenting Alan in the 2028 elections, and NDC presenting a new candidate. It's going to be a hot contest. You understand? But Bawumia is known, and you see, even though this analysis even though MPP Bawumia and 10, so now the candidate is known, but today they are facing two crises. Integrity crisis, credibility crisis, both brand of the party and then the candidate that they have elected. The NDC doesn't have a candidate yet, but the advantage is that John Mahama government today is performing. So as long as John Mahama performs well, he's building a credibility for whoever the candidate will be. So that is what I'm saying, sir. And the Ghana for are looking at who they can trust and integrity. Even though NDC the candidate yet, but any performance via Papa John Mahama, or building a buffer in terms of integrity for whoever will be elected. So when that person is elected, all that he needs to do is to assume that credibility. And then he will be ahead of whoever the MPP has elected, because you still lack credibility. Because people will be looking at the performance of the government, how well, how good. So if government a failure, it will go against whoever that will inherit. And if the government performs so well, you may not know whoever that is coming, but once the person comes, that credibility buffer that the president through the government has built, will be conferred on that person. Because don't forget, the election campaign will be done on the strength of Mahama's government plus a little of what the new person is coming to offer. Because modern elections are about trust. Who can I trust? When a bit me rely on him. When I to the idea obey the mepe amame. What I say? And that modern politics, I evolve what transcended ama yababe do that particular stage where trust has become a critical component of leadership. Independent trust So I think that is the challenge the MPP is going through, but they don't see it. And you see, I'm saying party not they are not even ready to take tough corrective measures. And Rami who statement where the number bonti I say won't to miss it.
By
national chairman. So you shouldn't be surprised. You could see clearly that Akufo-Addo's signature is still on the party. That violence, this is a party that in the past was branded as a party of intellectuals. And the whole MPP is going to be led by Wuntumi. You know his politics. The way I see Kasa, that a childish brandishment of West to gum 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 gum. This is the party. This is somebody who is seeking to lead a party. His inclusion alone is an insult to everybody, because Ashanti region has always been a secured basket of vote for the MPP. For the first time, NDC Boadu under him. Then you see, this is a gentleman of the good Kotena TV. So a church, a Japadia wire, Kotos Sports Car, Bet 20 Koguni chairman for when he was coming, people knew he run a car or so by security, not chairman for Diana Kumasi. So, dear Ben, see, it's because of this politics, yeah, where you call your beard or namano. What I say. So, such a world, you know, and yeah, the bracket. You got it cheap, and your politics, I be a say security. What are some Americans? So, some of these, and I'm saying, more hand, you know, these people still find the strength to go and sit on TV and tell people, say, my bra. You really? The sort of exposure and opportunity you've gotten through this government and then as a forum. So you are not better than anybody. That is what they don't get it. You understand? So for me, I think that elevated politics, you know, to a level where intellectualism is really, where discipline, where men of higher conviction and ideas are allowed to lead politics. You will not wake up a day and be seeing these jokers running around wanting to be president. Yente Kroman akwaya or turn a Greek ministry to a body. President. Yes, how low Akufo-Addo's presidency lower the bar in the eyes of people, what we call the presidency in this particular country. The aura of respect, you know, and any idiot at all with money will wake up and say, oh, me too, I want to be president because after I have money, my sister me dying. Now, when I can't say dying, was the president. And Kauko US, ya was Sikafo, Elon Musk. Already the only billionaire on the planet the world across 1 trillion. Think about American president.
Yeah.
What are some? It's not about money. It is not about how many wealth you build. It is about leadership is a reserve zone for few. Everybody can be a politician, but few can be leaders. You understand them? And you should be rich in ideas. How you relate to people, how you take a center stage, dealing and solving problems. That is leadership. It has nothing to do about sit down where you sleep on my boy Japadiana video be. What I say? So I think that if the narrative is changing from that particular way, now you put a premium on wisdom, reasoning, logic, common sense, and there, and a bit me boy me pay your mind baby. But NPP now party now suffer credibility crisis. Make us and catch up about brand NPP. So that brand is going to be led by characters like Woon to me. Then you can imagine, say, brand na egusu ayese no.
I'll say after consulting his maker.
It's funny. Now you can't blame him because that is what the party has become. Because go back to 2000 in his widest dream on the NPP. If you go back to 2010, I'm not sure. But this is what the party has become. Because under Akufo-Addo, my culture said intellectualism was substituted for idiocy. So all the renowned individuals of all of them were booted out of the party. Just mention names. Nipa na wutim say nipa we ye wonimdie no, all of them were thrown out of the bus. And then these guys, these unruly characters, these reckless characters, take the center stage and they were just running the show. Oko Asante Rich obenya wuntumi ho, oko biye obenya abronya ho, oko obenya we ho, boom 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 sa. Na oka sa niema we ya, you think Ghana for better trust you. That be I want the NPP to be good. I want them to be stronger. So that our democracy will also be stronger, but not this kind of way. And now, if you look at all facets of the NPP, the party is in crisis. The flag bearer, has integrity, credibility crisis. You go back to Parliament and you see a Afenyo Markin always morphing into some kind of a comedian in Parliament, raising unnecessary cheap kind of issues. Ghana for consistently about happenings in Parliament. Now, another issue by your more about kotoka. Where from this your friend saying kotoka issue? Because the debate to get Kotoka's name on that particular airport change, and so if you go back to history, people have been agitating just say Abambia and financial interest. Yes, and that particular way, it makes sense in the sense say the gentleman Kotoka. There is no Voltairean one linking to Kotoka because of the terrible in this country. The guy betrayed Kwame Nkrumah, and if you read Kwame Nkrumah's book, he made reference to the fact that he was betrayed by people he trusted so much. The day Kwame Nkrumah was leaving Ghana to Hanoi, mediation on the invitation of the Chinese the premier at the time, they now all on a Kotoka picture. Not to know is a plan when say you to know. So that guy was nothing more than a traitor. Now say Nidia Kwakoto such a monument, so Obi Frabontina or Bagana, the first thing that comes to mind the Kotoka International Airport. And Obi or a bit interested in history, might want to find out who that Kotoka guy is. You end up saying he was a traitor. Kwame Nkrumah is a well-known figure. He betrayed Kwame Nkrumah. Then the next question is, why do you have his name here? And then the story becomes something different. You understand? So for me, say you Kotoka dear Frisadinaswa, it's quite right. The mere fact over the years, I have listened to a lot of people making arguments. Oh, and that's why you need a seeker. No. You see, Afenyo Makin, that guy, I don't know what is wrong with him. You see, he's just interested in doing that silly politics in parliament. Because Lamencho Adiebi, NPP as a political party, Ed Draghi Rollins at the Neko Court in 1995, I think 31st December. Case, a popular, your friends say, other way, a case, if you read online, you will get it. Their argument was that Yaba into 1992, Yaji democracy at home. So, among Tiasi Rollins are buying time of mine, Sika saw the celebrity coup. And Sadia impugn Article 3, your fans say, 3-4 of the 1992 Constitution. Ghana for Kutu say anything relating to Kubiano, a serious solitia. And this a buy no de Ghana Sika air celebrity coup there, or more as an MPP, or more Draghi Rollins at the court. Emma Supreme Court to himself, anything linked to coup d'etat. Because your democratic rule, no, we need to cut ties with it. So the same person from the same political tradition today is telling you, say, somebody who was a key architect of a coup d'etat that removed Nkrumah, that person name should be on our way. That person is not a joker. That person is not double standard. It's not mere emotions. And Asamna Bami opposition need to say something. That tells you say he doesn't even understand the tradition and what the MPP over the years, has been fighting for. Because they stood against 31st December. That was a coup celebration. Coup, they will not allow it. Today, you want a hero of a coup d'etat that deposed the most renowned president in the history of this particular country, Kwame Nkrumah, to have his name on it? No. And I'm also not in agreement with the majority leader when he says it should be Accra. Your friends say, I said Accra International Airport. Accra for what? I think Kwame Nkrumah's name, that is the fear. They need to put it there for it to be Kwame Nkrumah's name, because Kwame Nkrumah is all over. Whenever you come to Africa, you will hear the name Kwame Nkrumah at the airport. From there, you can go to his museum, and then the history continues, because I believe, sir, history must be projected in a very good way. That we tell the positive aspect. Yes, you can tell the negative aspect. If you go to Germany today, nobody wants to hear the name Adolf Hitler. Because the name Adolf Hitler invokes negative, bad, terrible passion within a typical German. They don't. Nobody wants to. Okona will not be Kasana Osta. Adolf Hitler history, but then they will tell you to pause. Because this is a foreigner who took advantage of the weaknesses and hyperinflation at the time. Adolf Hitler, what people don't know, is on free Germany. He's an Austrian who took advantage after the First World War and through conspiracy in as far as all of the Germany didn't we are seeing to the extent say Germany became the enemy of the world. It took America and the Allied forces to intervene. And then Lord Trump call that for so catch him say, "Nyame na agemo na nya American ka mu nyina you speak a little German." Ana no kre. Sen ka mon depose Adolf Hitler and can we say obi aka German. Ko nsemu na no odi no, he wanted to conquer the world. Now or impose or no the rule on the world, and definitely you have no other option than to speak German. And can now call UK and come nyina ka German and as a form. What I say. So story no, you tell the positive side, you don't tell the negative side. So to say that Accra International Conference, then there is no need to change it. I think it should be Kwame Nkrumah International Airport. Finito, we move on. We tell the positive part of our history and also tell young people, say, I have a sense of patriotism and nationalism. You tell people, say what sacrifice for Omaya, your country will never forget you. Because Omaya to me, nobody fight for the nation. We are fighting for our stomach and our political parties. We don't care what happens to the country after we leave power. You understand? So we must begin to send a long message via history like this to tell people, say, sacrifices. Kwame Nkrumah, we have many years in here. If still we are remembering him, it means, so we are the papa in there. That's what we are Kaiwa. Then in the future you'll be remembered. these jokers today rise up in parliament and say Kotoka's name should not be changed. Yanti Kroma na Akufo-Addo kwasa CK Tadam ne sansem hununu ko gugu university so.
Yeah.
Obia university dormitory kran 1 CB. He has the gut and the infantry to go to UDS and other university. Rollins in the sea your mind way or MPP people who led MPP and have no significance in Ghana political scheme of affairs. Because he can't them obo brabai unim no. Apart from MPP brabai no boy. What time did they go to state university? So then yes appear in council appear in the scheme of political affairs of Ghana. The relevance in the side apart from MPP. Now what time did they go to university? So thank God so my is adding universities no. You did Akufo-Addo did this thing. Afenya market to complain here. Adena na oyedo nasa binyansa bi anim. But at the time they even wanted to change University of Ghana. It took some
back to it.
Yes.
Almost say you change Kotoka dia and yen sanfa JB dan kwana.
They are jokers. They are jokers. And I make us say CK Tadam na other universities no change here. They didn't see here. So for me, I think say we must face it raw. There is no need to say Accra International. I know Munja na Kotoka na. Sa Accra no mo kandia. They should leave it at Kotoka. It should be Kwame Nkrumah International Airport. As simple as that. Maybe they are scared of the backlash by Kwame Nkrumah is a figure who in the mind of every proper Ghanaian appreciate what he did. And for me, every foreigner be or Ghana be and the first point we the airport. Whether he decides to go anywhere, he will embrace the name Kwame Nkrumah. Yeah. The founder of this particular country as the record state. So for me, I think there is no contradiction around it. All the noise, the unnecessary noise Afenyo Markin and Co are doing about it, I've seen on the other side, Kojo Opon Nkrumah say he supported it and so forth. Because that has been the consistent position of the MPP. Yeah. Anything cool, they said they don't want it. Per the 31st December case. So today, if Afenyo Markin is in parliament, protesting and raising certain childish infantile argument about your friends say ewe force you rise because omo nipa ba akope why na voter region all linking who to Kotoka why
that
the same way no German want to link himself to Adolf Hitler. Yeah. Or even Austria, what is Austria for? Sorry, say now Adolf Hitler for your crew because he did a very terrible thing, and nobody want to link himself to. The same way, nobody in the voter region make around say recent denomination Kotoka free voter.
Oh, free voter.
Yes, but nobody in the voter region and link associating. So there is nobody in the voter region who is going to rise against it. You understand? And Nkrumah gave birth to voter region. If there is anybody to celebrate her, Kwame Nkrumah brought voter region to Ghana. South Trans-Togoland, it took Kwame Nkrumah, and these people resisted it. They say Ghana no should be Ashanti region and a coast Hankwan. It was through Kwame Nkrumah's intervention on the voter region and the northern region, but can't Ghana home. Ghana ye be away. And to say voter region for only any allegiance to anybody. It is Kwame Nkrumah not Kotoka. So this is childish argument for a whole minority leader to stand on his feet in parliament and be throwing this your friend saying argument to say or your voter and so sani na dia and no one dey born say betima so mudi agu niam so ye sorry atai yi ni afa na na to ministry bi we are na afa na akanofota wa dwane nya ne yam fa no to ministry of your friend saying finance no swear what I say such in some hunu should not be tolerated. So for me I think that it's in order. The bill that is going to parliament, should state categorically without fear. Yes. It should be Kwame Nkrumah International Center. This Accra International Center is highly unnecessary. If that is the reason why they are changing it, I think they to stop and maintain the Kotoka. Na ye nyina ntena ho. Sabaye na ye hu se history no yam wan tempted. Then we want people to read the negative side of our history. That is up to us. But for me, if there should be any change, it should be Kwame Nkrumah. Aside that, other than that, we should just stop it.
Okay. All right. Mama Shaki was a me. I came comments on a crab. Yanni, second topic. So Ebenezer Moto say, Mama, please, I will organize demonstration against you when you allow Mr. Ivan to close at 10 a.m. But sure, do close to 10.
I'm not tab living count.
Momba time living count. Mombra my sponsors in to airtime ni bin count. Yes, idea. Or say I started waiting for him since midnight. Now midnight na my juma. And I better also say keep being you, Ivan. You are unique. Kwazo Fiagbe or say Ivan, don't worry, President Mahama is building new airport and name it after Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. And no, yeah, dear here. They are more than one nana. They are car radio. Ye national one. Nelson Gomelesio. Hey, Facha Mr. Mabo Dineti. I was say, oh my God, Ivan is absolutely brilliant. Paddy Didon was hey this guy. All right, and you Kofi Dompre or say people are accusing Napo for saying Bawumia is the wisest man in NPP. And Kufuado always said same years ago. And I say, Asema Napo kwa kaya wato bombui. And now because in another car the same thing. Okay, nyamini embo afo. That's story no te.
Yeah, beti.
I see Yansani ba kopa o party ni mu. Any cabinet. Say. Or the ala mu nyina akora fra including
and America say Napo there osan kofa ne bi ma no no because the guy is a political liability. Yeah.
All right, enti yanko your second topic no eso. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama order NIB say we kwa me kan BNI. Asem ben kran me NIB no me kan confuse me. BNI. What the BNI say Wamo enko investigate ye Kofi Ofosun cancer. Asema okoka ye se scholarship secretariat where wanu wonim NPP ni bia wamo akotua sika amiyama na scholarship. Proud to say obeka sa asem no na ono say ba no ye recruitment nominate ye keka ho a NPP time no mo ton na omoton ya mo no kro betimi akase scholarship secretariat yukura woni NPP ni bia wakwa akoto bi wo ho eno na asafoje ba be yi ano say even country na all kan ho asem kra no President Mahama say e ka ne niam e wo ho nti omo suspend any scholarship omo be awarded to that particular country which is UK nti asem no nani age ho say president say omo enye investigation nti innocent
yeah. I think that we are Ghana sometimes that we are culture said the quality of leadership reflected the well-being of that country. Until all your mind now put two jokers in place, that is the crisis kind of leadership that you get. Abranti your kwatna TV so say radio so all keka and same way nyina no ma wurem fi say watna baby as a CEO pen. Now beside say etira kasa etire be na now the yes CEO no because some all can you na kwese panyin wearing a baby's brain out the nam because some all can jansa be anim and he was even fumbling.
Yeah,
he could not pinpoint exact because OTTV so now will make categorical allegations about corruption. You should be able to speak to fact.
Yeah,
you cannot just make mere allegations. That supposition and conjecture without being able to link it to actual thing. You can see a investigation.
Yeah.
And some now can you know clearly from his demeanor you could see say Abra present and poki no they no one know or say uncle but or say because what they can't tell that. So he needed to just navigate na onke kambing gumsa. So in some now can you know as a critical analyst watching subsequent to Abra Yebisa and the Okan na 7 na okeka onim de na oka and as a mature mind you know he should have beaten around that particular time and beat a retreat but anam say adwini mo hunting he went ahead and not to go bebre yeah in some na okan do na no kre scholarship secretariat
yeah
my culture say ope one avenue NPP pencil mudidi boni akase a that particular way. Somebody called me from UK the last time. The gentleman is even in Ghana now.
Yeah.
This through scholarship secretariat, omu issue fake appointment, fake scholarship letters in the forum. Minimum about 7 people at the UK embassy abandoned for 10 good years because of the scholarship secretariat. Oh yes, yes. Because apart from some more original, they also issue you fake. And NPP core oppositioning, there are letters that has been signed by the previous CEO. Award for scholarship. He can get you copies of some of these things, which the BNI will also be investigating. Abina wa fira kodo. There was scholarship letters signing 2025. Oh yes. So these are fake documents. Some of them are sending it back to the secretariat. obi oni aban mu sign signature na se for eji amanfo sika. So nsam na mo kan ekoso. But I can tell you say asafoje enye obi a ono kwotena so cotton scholarship. And sa country na o kan no Germany, your friend say UK, Canada, US. And I'm say a car egu o minus so no. Na say we send them come palm student. Memphis thereby no na say for empty. There has been a directive since NDC took over. Nobody has been awarded a scholarship or call UK or call your friend is saying America and now call Canada.
Yeah.
Apart from one more order that. And so say Obi ton scholarship. He is referring to NPP pencil scholarship no because that was normal when you to Toby.
Now give you what encourage.
Exactly. And the last time I came here I brought the documents about 700-page document and you know chronon kwana na ewum. As for J9 so short courses are not more deep chrono oba I will come. Nobody's running short courses at our scholarship secretariat. And today, answer now scholarship
short courses na gift you worry any nikunuko ye.
Yes. And can this buy honestly make I say so opportunity as be my nko for akobi. But and am say bi me dwere o man no hu ntino it has been clipped. Yanka betimi aso nipa do mako UK akogu so because ya the car almost be the last time it was around $20-something million. Yes.
Ya ko for sika the way.
And because omo dem kra no come to school fees no sika no omo they were also using the office to do visa racketeering. And the amount scholarship na catch say kofa dependent bra. And do timi kofa wo yere no maka ho a na scholarship secretariat etua wo yere na wo maka abra wo papa esua de e wo UK. Na school fees na se yetua na yentua. Na for stipends na se ye de mamo no na ya fa ho na ye je ye de. Ye ton scholarship nipa na answer na wo beba bia no so no ye be make sure say they will take more than 100,000 from each one of you. So it was a money making machine and an AC hall. They were not awarding scholarship. So in their twisted mind they think that is what is happening now. Anything and some no cannot double so no. But today the gentleman is trying to do everything he can to bring sanity to the place. Say that particular place has been under constant investigation since Asafoje took over. Yes. Your friends say national security in Asafo. They are still reviewing their documents in Asafo. So the last time the documents will go out. Crime now across that particular way. No, I think the Attorney General need to give it a special attention. Very special. And crime now also, but it's not under Asafoje. No. Resource do not say scholars do not say no crime. Because I don't know, you're jonkolizing in there. And until I buy say abuse no more abuse no over the years no say no 1 year free the presidency and the scholarship secretariat is going under the education ministry where a committee will be set up makwaku scholarship kwaku will need to convince a committee of about 4 or 5 people and who say your case is genuine na me ka men kwa kra nka sa foreign scholarship no yentwam because sika ya say foreign scholarship no legon ehie sika na dia ya ade KNUST ehie sika na dia ya ade but we live in a country where people are so myopic narrow minded and we are so we say obi ko school abrochira e na kire say wo yo oga omo mfa abrochira ba no enya nwura nkwa na omode bra yo kroma say enwura because the prominent universities among for Kodiji in the Bopra America no how many of you can go how many Ghanaians and our Harvard how many Ghanaians and our MIT how many Ghanaians and our your friend is saying other big university the academy na ya nkrabata which Legon is far better than most of them but I'm saying we are so narrow minded nintino ofri outside obi Kenya kwa degree bakroma people even respect it more than degree here but I can tell you that there are bunch of intellectuals in this particular country because education sometimes it's not about facility it is about you the individual availing yourself to the institution and making yourself better. You don't go to university to be taught you go there to learn. So that is why because I'm going university you go in your own terms. Sometimes your father say you look at your needs and how you can use the university resources to address those needs. That is education. But it's not about now. Well, of course, don't na Momo Munya scholars will come no. About best 40% they don't go. But the shop baby boxes Jessica. School no one yes. But people were forging documents that they were paying school fees and they were taking the money. people were forging. We said they were paying stipends. I know people whom your friend is saying. Yama almost scholarship we and catch almost say Kwasiana where your visa sefako US your visa sefako UK over stipend. So when you want to know so the stipend that is meant for you will be taken. People were giving scholarship, they didn't go, they were living in Ghana, their stipends were being taken by these people. That's what I'm saying, sir. Attorney General when they come to your friend says the scholarship secretariat. Oh yeah, mere sound seven a peer free nano. All can only baby and fanfare or the confessor for J scholarship secretariat. The winner of said that Safwaje scholarship secretariat is different from the criminal cartel that they were running. Because Omoba no Kwabrane nya da aje ko ho ko kire kwan a obetimi afaso de hoanye sika. Oh yes, that is how foolish these people can be. Somebody and being smart, you know, he was able to within a short period when you experience our scholarship secretariat as a for Jaya because Corona crying no and on so the investigation. That is why within a short period he was able to pull out a lot of documents. That is how these people use that particular place. So they think it's business as usual. Had the when they down how scholarship no crowd we are here. We am be for the busian for about uju be 100,000 we sign more the visa we that is what they were doing. Hey. That is why
can be na Trump restriction or
because they were just abusing it. They were using the scholarship secretary for visa racketeering. Because Ghana people are desperate. Who catches all 100,000? We use the scholarship secretary to guarantee. And once the scholarship secretariat in the way it's used, you know, they will allow you. So they were rather using it to dish out visas to amount for school no do na anko and they were pocketing the money. So it's good that President Mahama say you know one koda na or see investigation enko so. But I'm saying said this investigation must delve into the past. Now niema akosu ni nyina no should be brought to the in the beginning. We did our part. We brought the issues.
Yeah.
We think that we have been told the investigation is still ongoing, but I think that they need to speed it up. Because a name across scholarship secretariat, you know, we cannot leave it. As Safwaje is doing his best to ensure say sanity will prevail, and he is even suggesting say most of the sika the man for the amanone scholarship, you know, there are some money can go into the scholarship scheme here at our universities.
Free, stress-free.
Stipend that you obi UK in a month. You 3 students almost school fees Legon.
How?
Stipend I yadema kwabrane can pay about 3 people almost school fees men can school fees in one sem tuition as well men kan. Sika yadema is a jiko didi. Or console obefa ne ba, obefa ne yere, obefa ne nua de aka ho. So you are not just paying for Yaa Titi, you are paying for Yaa Titi's husband. You are paying for Yaa Titi's 3 children, same class the same way, and your NPP abanso. Yes. Walk on so plane ticket in as a phone, ya show on car terms, scholarship secretariat nature, Bawuna utia. But me say, call any of the guys that went to UK, America, that be almost why in their car secretariat in a trying to plane ticket man. This will be we are within their own folks. We are party there. But majority of the people who got the scholarship, they paid their own distance. But invoices were raised. Yet in companies. I want more visa consultation in as for 40,000 per head. 400 million per head. And I'm more documents and then as for them for. So scholarship secretariat and make someone be book crap. And I think it's good that President Mahama Amun and Young Guso. Now, oh yeah, but Madrid said they could have extended it to cover Ubia. Yeah. But in Sri Lanka, as I you know, not the office or no, so no. And you know, sir, no, he doesn't even have the strength to do that because if you fear Bumba. And that is the kind of person he is. So he cannot even imagine doing these things because a new to me. Exactly. That is why I all try his best just to ensure that some sanity will come to the place. People who genuinely deserve the scholarship, he will give it to them. And that is what it should be. And I think, sir, the number of people who leave for foreign scholarship, we need to cut it down.
Don't even cancel it as you are saying.
No, you see, they tell Kwame Nkrumah by and say, that I emerging field, been Uganda.
Yeah.
And you know, the idea was that those field na Ghana here no, yan send the amount for more unko Sianda field. By and then amount for the UK law scholarship nutia. And then amount for Abuchire humanities courses no Nkrumah abain nutia. In fact, so many also mine. The reason why China has developed, if you go back to the early 90s, now America the state made conscious effort and sponsored their best students to the best universities in America. And India. They were in Harvard, they were in MIT, and most of the Chinese professors who are teaching in America, teaching in China, they all schooled in America. So I did a master's program in China.
Yeah.
The professor Anna or her thesis so school in America. Or Canberra for Bakasa, your friend is saying. So they sent these people and later brought them back. People who are leading innovation in America today, who are way, Sa Oppo, Sa CEOs, the tech engineers behind it, they were all trained in America in the 90s. They came back, yeah, because at that time, that knowledge wasn't available in China. And China is taking over in terms of some of these things. And the emerging field, and I wouldn't nipako. And your field that Ubetimayo Krum, field and Fasobia Niso, field that management, management or Abonte, management. Which aspect of management? Exactly. So, AI, robotics, Internet of Things, and areas I imagine as a young food and you send people ahead. When they come back, they impact. Scholarship secretariat, the scholarship outside are losing the essence, are losing the relevance, and I think that it's a model that we need to look at it holistically and critically and see your priorities. Now, Sani no sa GBC for the Sani no Sani ever toy no. Ya kasi ya to aswa say ya na beba. And I'm expecting that Kingsley and other people who led the scholarship secretariat must be investigated. They must be, nobody's accusing them of anything.
Yeah.
They must be investigated. And then Ononya Kukudo to Parliament as if nothing has happened. These things happen in Parliament, happen in scholarship secretariats, and as if nothing has happened. I think the IGP, the Special Investigation Team, NIB, and National Security for should speed up on this. The President directive I know said to be carried out swiftly, and I also commend the President. So what's the assembly saying? One moon and young guso, because your casa, your teacher of mine, Sana, you're the teacher of mine. As a president, you don't say it. Now for do arms and then crimes will be committed like we witnessed in recent times.
Yeah.
I don't know because President Yanitia can own few PDS and then as a forum. But if the president can hear even something on social media and direct security agencies to go swiftly and investigate a trust Yadru baby. Na Kasai Bubu Kasari and Kasangu so abaka things that will come to benefit all Ghanaians.
Ebenezer also on the investigation part the Ava UGD because President Ed Direct say age say omonko investigate Ashanti Gold. It ended nowhere. Or say that one dear. I say Hanopa. Samira Gabo say Ivan is very brilliant. Kotaka's name dear. It's not good to be there. It was his body that was found there from GBC.
And Ghana, Oko Germany are the biggest airport and welcome to Adolf Hitler's airport.
Oh, God of mercy. William, Monday, Zikuno, or say good work, yeah. Keep it up. Your guest is very intelligent and clearly understands what he is talking about. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia can never become president of Ghana. Alberta anyway say, yeah, my only nightmare is accountability now. We are victim of that bank collapse. If this current administration failed accountability, it will be fireworks. Today, these same people are telling us they want power. For where? We are not in 90s or 2016 anymore. NPP is dead and gone. Yet, accountability is key. All right. accountability ne de nkrofo ani abre pa we say de nkrofo ani abre wo ora ho a utimu say attorney general odidi agora Ghana for be chenare ya de bia ye nyina ye ni de akiri ye samre nkrofo no bi kura de demu anka nchen ne ye de wie ye wontumi I think Kendra cross examination say what's a ekoso nyina from the prosecution side no omo de aba wieye me chiremu in the minute the entire chama want to me gina court nyina ne say what the concession ekome ma enkrofo foforo na wo mu ni licenses wono so license kra ma ne kwan so obeye say adwuma no and afa minerals commission kra be issue statement say and that document is an open secret will be anim say baby ano akwa some boyo say one forest wono na ye ma ne kwan say onkoye mining ewo ho he was having a pending application which was yet to be signed by the minister and 1 year. Now no cross examination na a course no. Minerals Commission nipa no free wa ba ebedi adanse de ma prosecution side no. Oji to mu say na would to meaning kata a was the yes ade no. And a company no krampo na or this concession ne man no. Or no so na Minerals Commission nimu no. Wama ye ni nyina wie na lawyer de apia ko ye mutumi lawyer say opeso file submission of no case na say near prosecutor na beka ni nyina no ye nkwase asem case bia ni logic ni hwe enti judge ne hwe na asem no ombontungu enti judge no ama and the apia could be 2 weeks submission of no case no on farmer to court nanim no mo behwem na say if obi kai nyansa na aba wo mu a court no be decide nyansa nim so a omo be ma opinion omo defense enti yeah Ivan baby ya drew ho no
yeah I think sir is issue Ghana for a much interested
yeah
in because galam say nyame adom na ene akofom kakra because of the intervention the ministry land and natural resources the minister 9 months and other the security agencies are collaborating just to ensure we tone down the tide.
Yeah.
Sebaya yensu ano betimi agina the national to preserve the environment. So I think that now the pressure is down. Some activities are going on improve the water na sefon. But the bia mekase accountability is very very important.
Yeah.
So Ghana ye mra kuni ni na sefon nyina na and your governance system na isi one central thing we cannot override it making people account for their crimes.
Yeah.
And in the past people were forcefully held to be accountable. Yet Kroma your friends at some point in time you say chuchi kata akoto we ne nasefo no emrana no mu didi no kransa bi na mfa kwam oti asore dem na yakofa na wasore dem obi every airport oba na yakomwa no. These people were treated like criminals. In the end of the day, the justice system, whichever way you see it, pronounced them guilty and they were jailed. Ghana for ankasa do ho. Entinde emre bia dru. Say some individuals through connivance, through whatever, bia ema oman no ebo ka eseye japade ehwere nema. It is only right and just because my culture said the only reasons Ghana for DLI so called to about 2024 because of the criminal orchestrations in Nema Koso Kroma and to me and his people were part of it. And this Emrana Daniel now baya back not such accountability your friend is saying we know has been set emotional. Ghana Nibia was what they are following. And so over here reaction from social media, even where they sense a slow pace on the part of the Attorney General, look at the way they come at him. You understand? Yeah. Sure, say the average Ghanaian is so much interested in these issues. And when to me issue way, Maka, and this case I'm ready to prosecute no. Senkana Kufuado a serious president of Basoba Suma Maya and call no mumness and call prosecute to me. Because the red flags were raised during his time.
Yeah.
Kwekubako was out there, he spoke to the issues. The Minerals Commission at the time, the CEO said quite clearly, Omunyama wouldn't to me. Your friend said license at the time. Now I applied there, but it had at the time not been approved.
Yeah.
These were public knowledge. These people were out there. Emma, Omunu Kwekubako Krenya Sem, any Minerals Commission CEO Nusubenya Sem. asem no cost back and forth as a responsible president at the time oba tenase no prosecute nipa no yete ya no so akogina so for program ase wanye ba bia nkogina se wo man ya so for ababi o mo hia onim fade and a president lied to the people of this country say won to me enyanya hwe na manfo na e kan semto no so when indeed investigation being who a president at the time, it means he was in just to clear the people, and that's exactly what he did. And or take that step now. And can you prosecute wound to me? And can you dinner some or demons a woman? If you are block number 3, what dinner dying quite but then here we are revisiting same issue. So I think that is in order. And the prosecution, you know, made they should speed up everything. I know the wheels of justice are grinding slowly. Yes, that is appreciated. But they should also understand that we are in the political circles. Sentiment and passions on the side of the people demanding accountability is on the high side. So government need to match the public energy in dishing out this particular justice. Whenever there is a disconnect between public passion, energy, and the pace, prosecution, you lose the people. And in politics and in governance, you must not be on the other side of the people. Government, will drop. And that's exactly what we don't want to happen. So, to me, the case are quite obvious. But they say, democracy in their practice, you cannot just presume say the person is guilty. Even wherever you presume, that presumption is rebuttable in the face of the law. Is the reason why he has been given that chance to go to court. Now you making sure say or minor forest enyo mama dear, forest enyo papa dear, nanya wona nane wuye no di jaw. That forest utimi twitwa ne se sebi banche echama amanfo because sana no mo ye no na wo wira fi Sejon ebewuo Ghana ya forest achemota forest otimi twitwa de chema ne wofase no
we are not the forever
eto tuo e de ma omo say omba so mbaji a to ku omo because omo oweli tuo kan ho yes in the world now ode ya fa ne say forest no mo omo no ode forever kan ho no e na osandi etuo san kan ho yes mo fa mo ho ban NDC for oba no mo kasa mo ba baji a mo so you see the mindset of these people they say Ghana they say but these people have never done anything in the interest of this country. Everything whenever they are in power they destroy, whenever they are in opposition they become saboteurs, and that is the nature of these people. Abraham Kwame Nkrumah built the dam no they did demonstration across this country so Kwame Nkrumah was still sika they here dime. It is on record. Kwame Nkrumah si motorway. Omo ka kire ne say motorway ya ne dan. Enti koko fuosika na ya di si motorway. Omo mprema ya mfa Ghana sika ensi motorway. Independence kwa ya je no. Obunya da age tro letter koma ohema ne say he. When I also be my independence no. Ye nyanduru ho. We are not mature enough to be independent. Enti independence no omo nje emfiri ensam. Oh, we are not ready. But Kwame Nkrumah and others persisted. Today, these people shamefully celebrate Independence Day celebration. So that is their nature. Whenever they get opportunity, they perceive or mind or moja padia, so they can use it to do whatever they want. And that's what is playing out. And they are about team. Say what mine forest. Now we chama man for. Now we just commission. Bosume swan brami gold 150 gram. Bosume swan mami way. But when you know say I didn't know what yet. Timinya kukodro swa soja for kuguram. And they were protecting this criminal, our forest. He was destroying virgin forest in this country. It got to a time. Now, these characters had the moral infantry chastising Mahama government. Say, Galam say no on fighting ye. Forest, forest. The name is Forest Reserve. Mutiminya kukodro emu almost bear nipa kugu almost bear 43 money you to say no. Emu 9 there, now they completely took over. Because President today, your friend is saying legislation so they can go and destroy the forest. Now we know man boy obedi sa niema we ani kwan wo. So I think that I'm looking forward to Obia. Oba can't say what is going on witch hunting. Your boni omodi and hunsun play out. And the same thing Adubwa in case is also going, and several other cases. Abaya Tietia ya Okobo National Service for Kronui Ononso ne dia eka ho bi. You see, these are people boni omodi di o man no. We can never forget. and as a Ghana need to say now or Kaiser Sankrofo da so na makwa na essential before. But democracy na ya obey anything. So the Attorney General has a job to do.
Yeah.
These people must be prosecuted. I know the day say court no case omudi bema. Fine, you've done your part. But say you be jail one man nam ho de and dey tofia kwa because yeah obra Ghana for bra ya no ebrimu efa mu wuyo.
Oh yeah.
Obi alusu ne maame, obi alusu ne papa. Onhu ni biem. Na obi adidi ho de to top football club na se for say na ye nam na ye madam obi akobọ nkwase akoro no anya sika na ho na media for ho nipa because oba radio so kwa obeja 1000 na 2000. You see sometimes it's very annoying. And it's the reason why most of the journalists sit on radio and they allow people to just say any nasty stuff and go away with it. Now, no matter say, I say, Chamberlain's Aquatina radio, be so cancel, who say, or say, Mohammed Babesi Express Road, and then I say for them for so bad, I wasn't as a for them. Utena Ashanti region, the majority leader. Ashanti region at Twaba Mount. Went to me and Mobra Papa Bia or unleave them any legacy. So I may overhead the crown, went to me and yet. Now, political opponent, Hunyan Sase, or Ukro now womb no, and Accra. That is the only way ya obetimia Sabia obepin up the road, Ama Yenya Express Road. What says ya wanting as a panina? Who kutia sadi we only by grandma, only Yavamamboy for an idea. That's sometimes there. You see, these people over the years, we respected them thinking that they were reasonable men of conviction, but not knowing, say, they were nothing more than petty saboteurs. They only look out for their interest. Because the men are mayor no. I will just shut up because this thing is coming to my town. My people will benefit. But the Ashanti region NPP people no now sorry this particular project. And I'm catch you say that is who they are. Men money your one.
Now say na posse Ashanti region omo here t-shirts.
So Anna Makacha said the youth in Ashanti region today are becoming more enlightened, getting into politics. Over the years, you know, when your politics, what does around a radio expose on. So political education in Ashanti for Niho. Oko Ashanti region, Obi journalism agini diana expose. They didn't want to open up issues of politics for people to understand because they felt psychologically they think that people have already made their choices. And there is no need to discuss politics. You be issue no hire to make it. And all the stations that was Ashanti region their budget in their sports. They want to do and Nansanya and politics are and on social media Kevin Taylor and other people on platforms no ukwa benye bietie enti na never the Ashanti youth getting exposed into politics and today they are making informed choices. And yes how that's sorry sports kotokowe okokumase na say sports presenter Spain your friends say news I say what is Spain
what is Spain hobby
I said obesia kama na yehunu I saw never Barcelona president na dam papa ko say nra comedy sa what I say about the politics no alcohol ama amanfo church and say muchira amanfo no anything that could for the government, you know, people in Ashanti region so say no. These people are taken for granted for a very long time.
And I was a regional minister or also there.
On social media all over the time. So I think it's good to bring everybody on board. Political education is very, very key.
Yeah.
Once you are left out, you know, you will rely on emotions. Yeah. You will rely on ethnocentrism. You will rely on tribal that your friends say childish emotions to make political choices. But once information is given to you, whether you are educated or not, you'll be able to filter, analyze, and make informed choices. And that is exactly what is playing out in this country. And I'm the minority, I yes, I pay up, or then say, no more can you Ghana for and take you serious. And Kababa is saying, and now Kwabrane as a minority leader, but I say I've been a problem. How I face your mind. Actually, a good paper so after media for some press conference. Obe we no moment ye didn't attempt. I buy no kiss you near Jano. At times that you lack credibility. So my catch was the MPP lack credibility, and they need to work on the brand MPP to bring confidence again. Because Bas na the cover a sort of one. Yeah, but I could find the badges or the cover a sort of one. Some of the Korean punch was sitting. And I yache. So the MPP bus na ya de kofa sort of for conscious no ya de ko wiam ponche and I was a brand no cry nti ochina ya twa ho Christo nti kra na wudru ya fan say police checkpoint o megina because we da ko wiam ponche pen ama yache That is the brand NPP. They need to repaint the bars and make it new. And yes, sir, Christ, your money, or more Kenyans are some Ghana for take them serious because of what they did.
I just am here to Timu. Say you wanna no cry, ya baba addressing a pepe, a jandam so ya be killing no pepe, jandam be kwaso. Awa Muhammad the Kurasha Chirebi, Ebony Awa. Awa Muhammad is Shachebi, but I thought Sanka Awa Muhammad, where dear you should know better. Oh, we are jandam dear, but I told them you never be why you who free Nankamang and Kuraning ye. Now, if you are Hana Wadu who could remove the Anafia Maya who say, oh, there's a jandam ken, no what year to Wampa. Chairman Johnson, I see a dunketia. Ne thank you to na kosono OPMO ewo Western region na oni delegates ekodi nkomo na executives ekodi nkomo ni nkomo die no ya boy ahomode a edit ne yatwa just am say enu 30 seconds kura ena omo twa eho faketwa no ena omo dia to social media ai say dun kati ase ena President Mahama uye dede no wa wini nya uduku ne ompa bo akro na na hyew pacha jandam mesra mo yentie full video no me video ni na ma but ofri baby okolandi baby enti baby asa ehwo no ma twa na trend ne fifi omo twa ha no ma ye fifi no ketwa no ena omo de ye jandam wa Muhammad ka ho bi me pa cho enkura bi ye wo Facebook no so de mi hu ya ne sa wo so akopostu che se wo de propaganda chama utimi ma ntwamu nko entro chama utimi ma ntro ni ntwamu nko wo ko MPP erera odi enim erera o ayi wo mogam eni na movens ni mu sa che se wo so akoka jandam ne ho ade wei asema asiedun kati aka ye ne bone ban pa de wom afutu a wode ma executive se be ya obi mfa yawudie mfa ntena party ni mu no won sa asiedun kati oni mu pa musuban na no chire mu ho no eno so na mo demonstrate wo Facebook no so no ena asiedun kati ase Mahama ba e kora obi anya hwe na obi aduku ba ko na ne mpabo ba ko mudi ntro and tropa jandam de moya kenkon wo ho pa na se de senya mutimi ema no ntro no mutimi ya na ntro na ba be dane no kore se no ne yase ya mamo nye mode ntro ne to hwa ne ya kirem because emra bi atwa mu no mo yes ade na eton tra se ye no kore ye ne ba ya ho se na mo be de ya 8 years enti se jandam no any space. All right, quick one. Valco story I'm starting here from Monday. I'm proud to announce to you people that maybe a 1 woman tells you. My first one is Robert Zambiam or a radio tour. I had your ma. Baby Obeko be asumetie. Na ma hwe nsem a wo ka. Because my bisa questions bebre nti me hwe se obeyi ano. CEO Emma Valco, my bisa questions. Me rasa sa questions no be ya no enra uko city. Wo ya se ba ko u ya no ba se wo de fa ho wo de wada because who nim no kre no. You know the truth. But because of we interest in ti na wo ya de awo ye no. And you see medical catcher say you were free Mr. Reynolds Yauchumesi CEO for guiding you when you free the so because when you were free the so Yenina will come after you. You know why? His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and no Aquatina City and now born abasono. Or no and one ma Reynolds for Jumasa onye na Valco enyina and aso. Who praise President Mahama, but who person who go Mr. Chumesi and Masi. Ah? Enti what taxes in Yahoo. Who really ko jina nchen ya catch President Mahama so on sack you because until you are sacked no success na bako extra no saka enra otisiti mo asem wada and I was so happy say he admitted say state of Valco woman no they need help anyam na me kai me enti beto me boy na me time pa o na you know ma chichechichem dia hu hia sa wotia no mem wate na sam o kan nyam na me ka sha da no enra interview now Robert Sambiam okwaye wo city no o confirm me asam a me ka wa ha say Valco Vako tibia woman ehiamwa. Wow, can sir? You are tired of waiting. You need help. Now who here help na President Mahama say? Wa mo hwe kwan on be fa so on be revive Vako. Na wo so wani abra wa yesi akwan wo ho no. Na no kwasi ankwasi kwada. Wa wanu masam kra di adanse say for over a half a decade. Senior President Mahama abanye ba ye ya. Vako hu ade positive bia. Eti be 7 months ya mu and asa niema e dane. Na president say mo hwe kwanya mo be fa so a mo benya investor be ma adwuma na gina. Wa hwire gina mu say won pene. Na wo 40% production na wo pesa wo ye no. Wo project next year. Na when I catch us Ghana mabu no betimi atwa next year ansa na yenya adwuma ye. Even that is 40% production. Abra ya shasi ye betimi anya 80 to 90 na campus ya per 100 kra. Ya per 100% production. Na ya timi afa mabu na adwuma enra he confirm say Vako timi gina ne nan so a e betimi employ e mabu 5,000. Nyam nam kai. You said it. Ebetimi employ mabu 5,000. Host ni bisa say employees adwuma for say na mo 800. Na no ma meka chom say Vako has employed less than 1,000 people. Campaigner ejina ne nan so a nipa be over 5,000 betimi anya adwuma ye. Me kwa de na meka 3,000 say 5,000 mo capacity so pa. Ono na confirm ye. Na yanhwene yema investor for sika mesha ade no mu na nyina wo interest a wo wanti wo se mempene yentena ho ne yanya ne kafre kacho saa yanya ne try and error wuti asama okai ya osinsa Kaiser ne call ya banje ye no President Mahama ba ye ya misabe 7 months ya na change sika kra bia ba ho sa yes na abesi atwam nyina Vako nyamfa so edu bible aso etoda bia ye etobie da bia nye Robert Sambiam he kwakwa na si story bia ni ho abetimi akuku out of this. You know why? Would can sell jandam o sell misinformation at the man crofo to two guabonte mani yet to say a buy ne ya de bone edia na ba afre de okọ radio to me maka cho say baby ya one woman tazi one say be me ti wo kọ radio to wo be kọ radio to na nokore no so eda hodo wontimi nwane mfiri nokore no ho one kase waja to me say for so many years Kaiser call ya banje Vako nyina ne na so and so for all these years you were waiting sabo benya external help. Now listen oka sembi ebi ana Ghana for man sheda amfa mo adwena ko de na okeka no so Robert Sambia mo say oye adwuma wo ho 17 years as director of finance. Enti abano Vako sika sam baby agina ni nsam na ewo onu ni nsam na ewo anu anu adi adanse say eniema na Vako krade ye adwuma no omo rente na ye den na company kese te se Vako ade a wo wodi ye wo production no wo rente na beda no wanya mfaso and he was the director of finance. Enti Vako said you musi kasam tia said omu tue sika expenditure wo mo ye nyina ne nsam na ewo enti ade a wo ya part of the management ade na gu no aba ya see you a afeda oba so odwane ko gira nche na kwa te said ya wo the changes bi ba ho changes ba na wo tama na director of finance no wo de say Vako enti mi anye yi afeda wo ba ye ede ansoro nko a enu na kira wo say Mr. Chubesi na wo pesa wo de wadi sini so CEO for Guidec niema wo de ba Vako no enu na turn Vako around. You've been in that system for 17 years and so na be CEO for Vako. Then na we your contribution na de ma Vako. Nana President Mahama ba no wa appoint to obi se wo meboa na adwuma ne nkoso wo mo ba ye wo ma ye studies and who said ye mu hia ni of which one kasa wa confirm say for all these years you were waiting for external help. You were waiting for external help because my books do not qualify you to take a loan. Valco books and qualify some of the loan. Na muntimi nji loan na dia mo be na mo nyamwa enya eyi investor na mo be hia wana wo confirm wana wo nam na wo bank confirm information and the farm is a chubesi kono wana fa ya ba to say as it starts now you need help enti ade na wo di ntro ade na mo nka no kranchire Ghana for ema Ghana for who say the government means well for Valco. Na watcha wo ho na mo misinformation na kwofo to jandam go abonsen na yete sa se Valco no ye for sale abo ho ani a ye ton so obi mefa nko wo ti wa wo hiamoa wagya to se wo hiamoa na wo wi a mo se twetwa mo ho mo ampanyifo na mo Valco no mo se twa mo ho akọ gina torchlight na mo totobo ba park no so se wasan agya to mu se capacity production no moye no kura no 23% pen wo moye na 40% no kura mpo na omo pese wo moye no they are looking at next year quarter na say year we nyina no omo timi achieve sa 40 no age say next year na nti yentina wona emabunu no entina bontia to next year quarter we say half. And sana then now what is even the guarantee says 40% no kura wo betimi achieve because over 17 no say how many years from 2008 basis abre how many years mama say am calculate mama 2018 say yes saying 10 years right 2018 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 that is almost 18 years right. Now within 18 years, you know, one to me achieve 40%, 1.5 year, we see enya we achieve 40. Once papa no na do masem e confirm nkoma ye di ni nyina. Obia ni wa asama ye kan, wo pese wo di no kora ma man Ghana, obeka se de ye kan nye no kore. One say they are bleeding. That's the word he used. They are bleeding just one more breath. Company need to be young for so now 18 years. Out of 18 years, now making for a profit 3 years. Until for 15 years, you know, they can't go now. I can't go. I feel for me didn't try and I said, mechanical. On one cassa, jet to me say, Valco Bocassa, who 18 years in Nina or Bocassa, 3 years in Pebina, say, Umunya for so no crowd and your Pebia. Enti Valco so what was CCA. What time the books so the bank bank was here. And a local investor kura ba be sha. Ono abarasa Ghana na mete no. Enti sika sika na ye kan wasem se yehia. Ye de be sha Valco mu no. Local investor ben ye benya obeye sa adwuma na maye. Because ye nya bia ye pe. Ye nya bia ye pe. Wo say ye yo man na yan show mining punto kane na at any point in time bia ye show your interest o mine bre ememu nkrofo so bre enti sisi ya nia bre say e was Valco ye adwuma as soon as possible within this year nkwawie ya no mantimi kura 60 to 70% production e was mutimi ye. And with that, you bet me I employ Crawford at 3,000. Say you meet you Robert Sambiam. With 5,000 now, we can meet at least 3,000. I'm a member of one Tibe Brea Crawford Street in one. Or more people can glass ya no. Woman ya Jumayano. What's one why you see a find someone penny? And I some in such a way say, would you abandon masses more plenty abandon black and you know why there be 50 and at one point who praise President Mahama at one point Mako Jina baby and I'm with misinformation in man Crawford so I'm okay come to TV ni radio so when you know the truth you yourself you know the truth and I'm happy to say you admitted such situation about woman help you need external help. You need it. I've already know be na eka one na work wasem. enti radio tour na wo se wo beye no you don't hona your radio tour no TV station to TV station radio to radio go me na ma force am watia si krom wo beye interviews pa wo beye interviews na questions na me bisa wo no eya me ya say presenters na beba mo mo misa ne say Valkoya production bia per 1 ton or spending $2,500 instead of $1,700 sa $800 na ya na ehye mfimfi ho no ya car Valko bono mo misa Robert Sambia oba mo show no so mo misa ne say sa $800 per ton no ekwan na lumina na yo omukwakoto na wo mkwa bekwa no makwakoto aboka no sa sika na ya edaso ye kabo no me pacho sa sika no ekwahi mumisa no so timi yi anu ne ewo ba bia sa sika no nwunu kwa then we continue the conversation enkrofo bi didi wo Valko ho at the expense of a mine no enkrofo bi yo bu ho yie ana mine no ene adwumayefo na nkasa ebre oda pa akwana ko bi se adwumayefo no so omodabram ti sen union leaders no omo di animu no minim di omo nya ba akwana ko bi se adwumayefo na nkasa se sisi ya kasa ntin sisaba ne atu omakatua mu na mfidi omo di ye adwuma ne awe na achi a entimi mbo number bia di omo rent ko omo ntimi ntu aka wie ye no ya retuli Valko a enti ka adwumayefo no omo ho ntomo Tomu fa ni jenkwa adwuma and you see obia wa obi sadia na mo de tonto mu no obia wa obi off rather na ya papa sa no mo da ya papa mo who does that ni papa di sika be mu no onu mo kura be kutu ama ya be 3,000 na sa 10,000 who you want na Obi and trouble di edi go adwuma na sumu no mo ya control no tiasie enkofo abonti pe adwuma di aye sankofo no na wasi ya adwuma di na so no so benya biye onu kasa Valko operate with full capacity one funny pay adwuma ni 5,000 sema papa yi ken asem na no audio Davis na audio okwa na waba because asem no kura ya ba kope me minim nturo twa o hwe wudi nturo ahu wano ye bebre we are saying we don't need help we are saying the wait is over and with or without external help contradict o What's na adwuma mu 17 years mwantimi anya adwuma ne hore mwantimi antene things around afa na wo beto na sesama kire yen say afa de ade achemo you can turn things around na momo all these years na ada na mama Valko anyina na so na Valko agu abedu sabre enya me say atwuma si a wono omode new energy aba be wurade anim kura ade ne dane a what was say we are bleeding and we need help whether external or hey massa ya yes serious o ye ni bra brehwa senior Ghana for mabunu ani abro mo pa adwuma aye no ye mo bia mfa ni interest ma cross ye yo me anytime bia me tia asem no na makotie say emu dia he na bebo oman no eno na me di akire because Valko ye adwuma with full capacity a ekire babu na benya adwuma ye no ya beda kakra when Davis me come across am nchiro and me pursue RTP award nomination say ade kro amade baaye no aka 2 days pe na ye ka ne sen ade na dura fe no amade fly aba na me kwa me catch boss Frank say na we kra me de kwan na hwan po na betimi ato because ade na ka 2 days afa na amade fly aba me de 2 page bia me da so bia your voice say no mo pa adwuma no mo fra me me mfa na me se wo mo nto aba ma me wo mo nto na me se na adam ye minister ma bia company u pa adwuma na fra me mfa me tia me so me ye obi adwuma me ti we me ni abam me ni aban appointment bia but you see how people think say I have a to help, of which I don't have. Metia for Biajuma. Davidson, Metia for Biajuma. Dear Metimia Yanesa Valco Betimia for Mabuba 5,000. I was sent me yet dead enough Valco Nijan and also not you to know so of Framia or Perjuma or Framia Menfanti or Nisi called about to a Bamano. Say, I want to know I money a you cash cow. Unisika word no nyabi. Yeah, because when Jessica the Yedeba Banamawa, who ye Jumaden Kura, a little entertainment depend as Jumadia away any Ababaso. The Akanin in a joto. So, or be poor for me say, or Perjuma wa frame men fancy when Gaga. Miss be a company. Mitzi be a Juma. Nama for the poem. Alaja Wagona be a man wafabi. You do not see a one, not to TV, so it's like our capacity. Yeah, I thought that I maybe cry you. Master, I thought that and the day, Tana be something, Ojinaka, who now Baha, we knew her. Oh, said Davidson bed, you might not rush, will be by, we knew her. I am near the bed, you know. Oh, I Davidson, dear, Friday not Tahadre. Some of your weekend, or no weekend after Friday and the Yabresa. So, and yes, the TV soon to know all is well, all is not well. We two with the sofa, Metia Meka, say, I'm a Timia Toby. Metimin Toby, menam from, Menimun April trot, Minya who cry me from moto. And so, Bia Jay and say, what TV soon to know. Has no no. Now you channel say offer for no frewa. Now no be catch me say 3 days in here woni di. And I'm say na 3 days in here woni di na wonwu ye. 3 days ni woni di na wonwu. Na the one nipa na be ka asam no, menim no so ya scam o. Say ya wan yo. Now you na say ofre wa ya titi oh no aye momo. Eh na me momo no hwi ni so o. Me momo no hwi ni so. Enti wo try sa de na emfa. Me too am me chance abosume baso na aja dede kaka ma be ye ebo aman punto no alaji be mam kakra na makodidi but obi adwen kire ne say me wa capacity a wasa mitimi boa no mitimi mwa no ma wo kwani ama va akonya ye na mfa mabuna djuma ne yankasa kosokora ye da ye na bia wosi wo me pre and we to external why we need help and we are bleeding and the wait is over and we can turn things around. What never over 17 years you couldn't turn things around. I've anyone know the day and we can turn things around. Now when you're buying a sister, yeah. Maza mama ni pankasa na ya ni abrio. Ghana for bana ya 2024 no ya to aba say President Mahama o me ya chi anchire yo ya to aba ma ne so o me ya adwuma and that's the reason why wa nu masam wo say President Mahama is eager say you should make sure say Valco work. Enti minister any committee atena se de betimi aboa ma Valco ya adwuma no wo kuro ya musa so se mo mpene enti kwasi ankwasi koda ya nya modan. Eti yenya Valco ne mamo na monya ne troka se dia mo ye ne ya company na guo no yenya ne sa na mo employ under 1,800 ye ti anya ye 800 ikuro mo we ma sa me lay crofo off yemma kwan ne fa sika be she adwuma ne ya ubuafu mo kwapai ana mo ti disi for e kontokwa na mo structure letters say e de kwa TDC. Now, because at the put ebe creating numa say dey ye mo say e kwa bia was president Mahama for adwuma Ghana for ye no ya ba eh yeah, family baby, yeah, sustainable job. na ye hu no so what 70 years na ye na ye enye sustainable jobs and ye create obenya opportunity no raval kwa wo ahotoso say anya hwe ebia the next 20 years the next 10 years e won life mu no obenya sustainable and reliable source of income. That is what we want. Anya kafre kacho we can do it yabati ya ni na nasi akwa awie ye na moda so anamase ma 40% no kra no montimi achieve. You are doing 23% production. Wo say o person ya 40 next year. Until within this whole year no then abe. This whole year no afeni e wo February. Yay. More than 10 months na aka ye nim no de be den. Ghana for obia ni ho a ochiri for asem pakodo. Adwuma ye botaye ne say wawie university. Wakwa sua bibi wo wonsa no adwuma bi no. Wo so betimi aye bibi wo Ghana ha. Ne ye gye da bia akwantu a ye de ya bag boy ye chi say ye kɔ baabi. Yete company emu hei. Na na pienti ntam fa pen. Banana pienti fa ne pen no start se wo tworo se de media si book su ya. E kire se oye calculation se bibi koyi ana se bibi nkoyi. Na wo what na vako for 17 years. Want me afa pen ne paper. Ah hwe se den na ekoyi den. Wa afen wanya energy. Ebe ka kire se we are bleeding. Yay. You are bleeding and you need help. Yeah, mama help na. Once I got here si touchlight. Na moto jandam. And na President Mahama so person who se vako ye adwuma. Na ukuro ya wo se twa ho akoka kire obi se President Mahama ton vako. So mono ede no suban be no. Suban be no kwakwa na se a life be no. Enti yen de Ghana ha de se abandon and sako no bibi mu yenya ne saa ne nka ho saa ne nsei saa ne pe nyame ne nyina aboafo mombie phone lines no emame but the fact still remains that state avako wom no ohiamoa ti wona mu a confirm so mu hiamoa they need help they need it. Because me catch on and say, baby, I jina sisi I Ghana baby jina na na do ne Bawumia ne kanofori ata ekono omo de yeja IMF. Enti until see be free IMF aban timi nkobo bosia bia hu bia so de koye bibi o. Ana va ko books so qualify no so obebo bosia. So what do you need? You need help. You need help. Said ya wa wo kan ye say you are bleeding and you need help. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Auntie. I say.
Nyama pacho, mami tio.
Friend, me friend, say nyama market.
Pacho mi tio.
On say papa o kana say papa no on the same be bari hu. On say on o ka say o mu 23%. No no can say that 23% no. Or no one say it is not good in the globally.
Yeah.
The globally.
Sure.
That is not so one say 23%. Enye wa mama bia so nye Ghana pe wo. Enye wa mama bia so na je say wo no aye ni da ho boni na oditi ho no. O pese ba ko no ebo. Na je say o be say da titie no na ono a wo nyam sika na edi na je say aban nyam hwe na o ma nyam e say ono ati that 23% ono anu say enye wa globally. Na je global na je nye Ghana to
nya Ghana pe
na je nye Ghana pe na je nye wo ma amabia so etutu amabia ho enye na je etutu amabia ho enye na je obi a wo da djuma so wo CEO na wo da djuma bia no na wo djuma wo ye no etutu amabia so enye dia na je o ti o pede en je na wo ya di wo papa wo o se mama pamu na nkata when you say so for say ba ma pamro onye onu kwani Ghana ni o papa wo ti onye onu kwani Ghana na onu oni nyansa nya adwe nke Ghana po nyina wa nti o say pamo no no ko na di papa fro ba mo say say pamo be pawo da wo si kan do so afa na hu hye no nti afa na ma radio ni ibi so na onu o da ni hu adi ɛna wo di na wo da di no kwan so wo nka se papa wa wo da asɛm abeba de bare ho wo da asɛm atikere wo ho nti wo nyame nyɛ adwuma
me da se ne pepia o kasa ya be analyze cause psychologically deep papa na we say why confusion no cho ono mu ni bi good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Abaya.
Yes, sir.
Abaya,
I'll say.
Hey, Abaya, now
Bobo, Pacho, meet you.
Abaya, I mean, chairman, and I'm civil society. Abaya, Kaino. Yemi, Oko, oh, and penning for Marlon from penning for. Say, you're soon more. That's a more quiet year. When you be in, but soon the Massa Kunu, that's a gay animal, wouldn't you quite a general to matter about what to mean, what to mean, Polish, what to mean, Cassa, our ponting, that's an enormous hadia or the Chia. Mucho about Chianoa and no Kwanswan because Nima and Camophone head a dose. But you just soon any day be on the nature.
You are coming from the religious parts.
Yes.
Yeah, political side.
Yes. By the
more
the baby echo and a bed, a bed.
Okay.
Yes, assuming a lecture summer as summer or cardinal. Sabi Mathieu, you know, because the commission to baby. Bonnie Bellum. Bonnie Bellum, your Musa, Cassut, Yahu, I was saying, but and some kind of I didn't know money. But baby, the two are summer I want to say. Million buyer. Yeah, any season now, you are mono, any this season, I'm going to make Cassut back from. Because on our platform, there be a worker, some matter. Sabi etienika ka why na tafo we tia about there we can't just remain so umpama atem but what is entisa we be what is our kabi bi kratia o kan no so we tell minia what can say me kwa me no nya ju but enyira ni pa ba ko o be ka so minia min ka ta bi but one time you know ana no ni pa no ni ma education papa when you papa no MC, yes, General. MC is you don't know my MC no. I'm gonna go party no.
MC for one of the race for bench. Bebre your trouble. No credit your catch that for inside for them. MC is no. Bebre your problem. Omo kwaso trouble papa. What's make good morning?
Good morning, mommy. Apom to say.
Bako na so eh.
Boko David Agbalanyo Omanjo.
Pacho yentio.
Yo, mommy Zuba Kumasi Obo Jumapa Yamishiano or Ye Jumapa. And I'm best NDC party NAO Abai. Say Nipa Bakunti Nipa 3,200 on Betinefie Omunye Juma yeah. I didn't think to me a year Nipa no tunche. Ne yen pay will be our bet to me a jiba a year Jumana Nipa 3,200 no bet to me a Juma or company no my yeah Nelemha Omajo Nelema me come here branch Imano 4 branch ye Nipa Bangu 36 NAO branch ha o be a Juma be ye. But di and him say buy no buy and chair di but akonya bi o baby na obi betu manya adwuma say is a Nipa bago krabo free and them e ko ye adwuma ho kwa na anka ye ni beji oh nti ye besra ban no pass papa no o si kwan na o mo yi no tu nche na ye nya adwuma ye na mbesre o technical for no so no ma TV no o kasa no e ko na repeat na ye went to enim say machine the technical for na di me kapa
nim ye ye ne sa David se mu le betime yi anu ama me
nti wo mo fi ne ye my why ye station bakope ona bo akoti agbo ye bo na ba so obo adwuma pa organosa nyame shira
me na me shira won so ye da se pa sa de we de mo anhwe once ma anhwe 2026 me ne mu be mu ngamu o ra de na ba
good morning
wo sembo to bia su ni ha what's your car? Good morning.
Good morning, Ivan Kyei Yaa Titi.
Yes, sir.
Midiade champion Kuseni Adamsa. Mi fle Asama. And opai o bojuma na da wate said me katra o wati ama me nyame o nsham
is it a
oh we are there say me go abato e papa say wo be bi for lunch na matimi ama na we are matimi ama na akoye wo hawo any opportunity so there baby a chama bibi molo o akotia chama baby o bi abetia no na me tia ona bu Joshua amidu akamba me ma me na na pem baby ono so obi ano me tia na chama jare ko ni bi se me tia sampani foi me nua ba baby a ona bo Eric Opoku obi aso Yakobon so bi ka no na duma pa wo ye ama se akuafo anya enoba egu omafudie so no Yakobon sha na great minister nyame sha no pa na ona bo dele dem de me kan another point say so the time bi oduma bi ewetie no wonu bi say du anopa amafo abo pempem e hwe so yi omu do so ye papa eye de be dra wo no kure kanti no obi a pese wo hwe oni kantiri because ba bia no kure de bia no be yapie me nua ba ye kan nyina ne say NPP power ya bai ya stressa de o mampani mahama tare wo to ne ngema no mo onye mistake mo ntie obiara wo hwe so no onye de ye to ye magana for ye ho be toye because wo sha me nua ba say Ghana be ye do by 2 years time no Ghana le say ye ho be toye papa akonfo obi aha no so be tu kwan e tie nyina ye pe 5 bon tawo mampani mahama chi o sami jam pro ma duma pa mu nyina ye no ye de 5 be tawo mu nyina ti na be bia ye kama de leda mu nyina masa o mu bo number 5 a o mu bo duma de aboa NDC ama NDC eso so o mampani adi bi pa uni Yakobon nya duma se de o ti ye no de se de ne ma koyi
ameda se papa yen for frafo a oto aso na me wese ne metimi akai messages kakra. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sister.
Yes, sir.
Sister, but you did the game, Castle.
Pacho meet you.
Sister, I'm here on the tea for. Chair, as I come your chairman, Stephen for surgery, and Alaji Alasan, or your work coordinator or Adam Nana. Sister, your best intending for. Your man in your point to me. Especially a year back on some year coffee. Your best back opinion on something will be out Ghana. And now on no something said in the patron, and with the near the embalm. Yes, grassroots said the Puma and DC bar power, yet if you fear Shedam, you put your 250, you talk money, am I a name? Never the papa also, maybe papa 3,000 at Nifia. I don't know who you signed upon a back, then put 3,000.
Exactly the points.
And your best rest, sir, or man penny, open a nice system. You might be a social you will have 2017. If you move power, you to me up here to political in office. I think you on the onion, never me, or let my own training piano. Open the panel for the business. There will be a time of grassroots. Yes, you think it's my. Get a 2 months Casa. Now, so 2 months. And it's a day for any affair back. Name them media, name them, the day said, any party. And you must walk home her and to make friends. Not for no diaba. The man can offer the nice film. All right. Only penny through home. Get us.
Me family last caller, Ewo and Homano, so me guest aba, ain't he? Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How's it going?
Nyamia don't passion also.
Yeah, you know I say, Ajuma we are man. Winning. Maybe the other person, Aban Yamayan say. Penufo na omu Ajuma omu yem penufo hospital ne we num nyina no. Sebio doctor ya say owo ni clinic na oya Ajuma mienu ade ba chine no no akọ clinic mu ansa na wo firi ho ansa oba nyina no ye bia na emergency kwa na no wo ne de no mo no ye Ajuma na wo fere no wo say traffic omo nyina mo say wo do no ba do pass lo say wo clinic anko ye ba abana Ajuma
okay
na penso omo pass lo say e pese omo ye friend den elo e mra obi a obeton ade abodim bia no omo pass lo
price control na okay
je bae no o de mra bae se ye betima samra no na ya aka we na ye ayeta omo samra no ka democrat bia no na ye fa ye lo en fa nya djuma wo ye pro no ya ton bia o fe ade ba ko ko bi se mo mu se we se ya o ti we ti se e ko se ya we ti se nje ama ya ye se ma mu ko ni ji ya e fe ta ba mo ma ya no
okay
do wa pa
me dance aba